Hi everyone, I'm Darren Perkes, and I have the case today with Danzl versus the North St. Paul Maplewood Oakdale Independent School District. I apologize that my presentation isn't as cool as Cam sitting by the fireplace, but I'll do my best to get the information. So the case is the fact that the district court is saying that the district was discriminating against Danzl for reasons of sex, citing Title VII from the Civil Rights Act of 1964, is the reason why she was not hired for the principal position at this high school. The position was open in 1979. 12 individuals applied for that, and the secondary education director, Richard St. Germain, selected 4 finalists. 2 of them were male, 2 of them were female. He conducted interviews, phone conversations, checked references, and on August 21st, they formed a committee of high school teachers from that high school to hear all the information. After they went through everything and interviewed the candidates, St. Germain favored Edling, but the committee kind of favored Danzl. Now, the committee thought that it was unfair that a lot of the information for Edling came from administrators and teachers, whereas Danzl's only came from administrators. So they wanted a little bit more information, more time to find that. So they went out independently, not as a committee or sanctioned by the committee. They went out independently, talked to other teachers at the high school, and all the reviews about Danzl came back were negative. They said the references indicated that Danzl was inflexible, had certain staff relations problems, and was insensitive to student needs. So Edling was recommended for the principal position to the school board. The district court brought back this case to say that they were for Danzl in saying that she was discriminated against because of her sex, the fact that she was a female. And all she had to prove was that her sex was not the sole reason of the challenged employment decision, but it just had to prove that it was a factor of the decision. And so she had to give, as we've discussed before in class, that preponderance of the evidence that was proffered reasons were not the true reason for the challenged employment decision. So the district, they said, the Supreme Court said that the district did show the burden of articulating reason for not hiring Danzl were legitimate and non-discriminatory. They said that Edling was more qualified and that Danzl received those unfavorable references. And so now Danzl has to kind of prove that these were not legitimate. The district court brought up the fact that Edling had more experience. He had 7 years and 1 as a principal and 1 year as a superintendent. But there were other qualified people who had principal experience, and they were not brought into the process, so they didn't think that that was fair. Also, they said that since Danzl had a PhD, that should maybe outweigh the experience, which is not the case. They don't have to weigh that. Also, the district court argued that St. Germain had already selected Edling and was just having other candidates kind of as a window dressing to obscure the true reasons. But the Supreme Court didn't find any proof of that. The second reason was that Danzl received those negative references, and the district court says that that happened after Edling was already chosen. So they wanted to argue that, but the Supreme Court said there's no evidence of that either. And so it came down to, although this may not comport with the district court's view of how hiring practices should compensate for years of underrepresentation of women in educational administration, it does not violate Title VII. So the employer is free to choose the best candidate for the position without regard to sex. Nothing more than that has occurred in this case. So the district court decision was reversed. That's it.